We are live. It is Wednesday, May the 6th. We have a full slate of MLB, which has already started, and then a bunch of NBA playoffs to talk about. So I'm going to hop right into it today. You can see all the plays on the side here. A couple home run bets, a couple player props I really like out of the MLB, and then tonight's NBA games, which have changed a little bit since the morning with Joel Embiid being ruled out for tonight. So we'll talk about that as well. But first, we'll start with baseball. I usually give out one home run bet per day. I looked and I like two. So I'm going to go with two different guys tonight. I think these are 4:40 or 6:40 Eastern start times for both these games. I like Byron Buxton and then Pete Alonso. Obviously, you can see the odds here. We're still up currently. We're hanging on by a freaking thread. But with Buxton, he's already hit 11 home runs. He hit one last night as well. But 3 home runs in May. He had an absolute bomb last night. And then the Nationals are starting Miles Mikolas, who, if you haven't looked, has been horrific. 9 home runs in 27 innings this year. He currently has an 8.23 ERA. He's looked pretty bad this year, and Buxton's on a heater. If we go to his odds, I think he's probably one of the lowest odds to hit a home run tonight, and it's not surprising at all. He's got 11. Okay, he's up to plus 240. So I would hop on that now. But Twins are favored in this game. Over under is 9.5, which is pretty high. I expect there to be runs scored, and Buxton should have every opportunity to hit a homer tonight. So Buxton with the first one, and then Pete Alonso was kind of odd because last night he was like plus 300-ish, and then he jumped to over plus 400 to hit a home run today. And, I mean, Miami's in a dome, so the weather's not a concern. Yuri Perez has been really good for the Marlins, but he has given up some runs. So, Alonso back down to plus 380. This has definitely been jumping around. This morning, I looked, and it was plus 438. So this has definitely jumped around a lot, but I still think it's pretty good value. He's up to 6 home runs. He's also been kind of heating up too. Not as many home runs as Buxton, obviously, but 2 homers in the month of May. I think it's through 5 games. Yeah, 7 hits through that 5-game stretch. The other thing I really liked that kind of caught my eye was that he has faced Yuri Perez before. 4 at-bats in his career, 3 hits and a home run off of Perez. So good ballpark, no weather concerns. Alonso's been kind of heating up, and then he's hit pretty well off Perez in the past. So 3 things that I like to see for a potential home run bet are all there. So Byron Buxton, if you want a little bit lower odds, and then Pete Alonso, a little bit higher odds. You can even wait. They might change a little bit more as the day goes on. But those guys are who I'm on tonight for the home run bets. And then let's go to the player props I like. Did hitters just because I've been doing just straight picks past couple days, and I've kind of been on a cold stretch. So picked a couple of hitters out that I think have good matchups tonight. We'll start with C.J. Abrams, just for him to get a hit, just over or 1+ hit. He's been pretty good. One of the best hitting shortstops this season, batting .289, 8 homers. You could even maybe take over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. That's not a bad play either. He's facing Bailey Ober. He's hit him before, 1 at bat, 1 hit. So I like that play. Let's go see what he's looking like on DraftKings. No, not to homer. and not in this game. Let's find the Nationals. Here we go. Yeah, this also has a high over-under, 9.5. Probably going to be a lot of hits, a lot of runs. Hits. Okay. Down to minus 233 on DraftKings. Maybe this is a little bit better odds. Yeah, minus 129 for 2+ hits plus runs plus RBIs. That would be nice to go into a parlay. I wouldn't mind that at all. And then going back to Matt Olson later tonight, or actually I think that game might be kicking off soon. I think it's maybe at 4 p.m. Eastern start time, so get that one in. This is also in the parlay I put out. I put out Abrams paired with Matt Olson. I have him for over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. He's been absolutely on a tear. 300 average, 13 homers, hit one last night. And he's facing Brian Wu, who was great last year, but has struggled in his past 2 starts. 13 runs allowed. He's definitely been getting kind of roughed up. And Olson looks like one of the best hitters in the league right now. So I don't have a problem taking him over that total. I think he's cashed in 5 straight games over 1.5. So I like Matt Olson there. And then later tonight, Seiya Suzuki over half a hit, or you could probably take over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. Had a little bit of a delayed start to the 26 season, but is definitely coming around. Averages 313, has 4 hits in his last 3 games. And then Brady Singer, I liked the matchup for the Cubs in general, Cubs hitters, because he gives up a lot of contact. His whip is high. His whip is high every year, 173 right now, but gives up a lot of walks and hits per innings pitched. So I like all Cubs hitters. Seiya Suzuki's been hot, so I'll take him. Let's see what he's at. Yeah, that game is later tonight. Let's see what he's at for 2+. Yeah, minus 124. So any of those guys, Seiya, Matt Olson, CJ Abrams, throw those in a parlay together. I went with just Matt Olson and CJ Abrams, but you could do any combo. I like all 3 of those plays for later today. All right, and then go back here just to recap that. So we have Buxton, Olson for a home run tonight, and then Abrams, Olson, Suzuki, all over. You could parlay the hits or the hits plus runs plus RBIs, whatever you want for that. I like all those tonight. We'll see how that pans out. I didn't pick any straight money line bets for baseball tonight. I'll probably run that back tomorrow. But I was kind of focused on the NBA tonight. I did take both games, and then also this Paul George. So I had him over 14.5 points, which looked awesome. And then Embiid got ruled out, and it went up to like 17.5. So I put out that I would be fine taking him up to like 16.5 points because he's cashed that a bunch. But I just wrote here, the line was too low for him. I was looking at that on underdog, and he hit it in 7 of 8 games. He averages 17.2 points in the playoffs. He's been, and then around 17 in the regular season. So I was like, Sixers might not have a chance to win this game, which I don't think they will, but Paul George has been playing really well. He's been shooting the ball well from 3. Could also consider taking that line as well, depending on what the odds are for that. But the Sixers have jumped to plus 10.5 now. Yeah, so Paul George, so he's at like minus 105, 19 plus points. That was literally at like, it was at 14.5, 15.5, before the Embiid injury. I would be fine taking that up to like 18 plus. I think he'll have a good night. I'm sure Maxey will have a great night. But yeah, I don't mind taking that at all. As far as the game goes, I still lean Knicks in this one. I mean, they blew them out in game one, which really was not surprising. I mean, they can shoot the lights out. Towns, Brunson are both great. And with Embiid out now, the Knicks are definitely going to win. And I would even like them at minus 10.5. I had them at minus 7.5, so that looks great now that I got that in. But minus 10.5 is probably my lean. You can see, obviously, 70% of the money line is on the Knicks. And then still minus 10.5, 63% of the bets placed on the Knicks. Over-unders have been kind of hard in the postseason. They've been pretty low. I want to see what the other game is. Yeah, 216. I'd probably lean over for the Sixers Knicks because I think the Knicks can score 120 plus points against the Sixers, and the Sixers wouldn't even have to score 100. So if you're going to take a side there, I'd probably go over 213.5. And then I went with Minnesota. Minnesota actually went up to plus 10.5 here. I had them at plus 9.5, so I guess that is what it is. But Timberwolves won straight up in game one. I think they have a legit shot. Yeah, I had them at plus 9.5. I think they have a legit shot at winning the series, let alone covering this spread. I get why the Spurs are favored by a lot. They were dominant all season, but can we load? If Anthony Edwards is going to continue to play, they look good, they're hot, I really wouldn't mind taking them. So I'm on the Timberwolves plus 10.5. And if I had to take a side, I'd probably take the over in this game too. I know it was a low-scoring game in game one, but, I mean, Wemby didn't have the best game. I know Anthony Edwards played great, but there's a bunch of players who can score on this team. Same with De'Aaron Fox. He didn't play really well. I'd expect him to have a bounce-back game. But it looks like a lot of people are on the Spurs. Obviously, Spurs money line. But if we go to the spread, 63% of the bets placed on Minnesota. And then people just love betting the over. So I get why that's over. But most of the bets are going to be placed on the over. But Timberwolves plus 10.5. I actually would like, I don't know, if I had to take some of these player props, like I took De'Aaron Fox, burned me last game. I didn't have anything on Edwards. I just really was not liking many of the player props. But in that Sixers game, I'll take PG even up to like plus 17, 18.5 points. I think that's a good bet for tonight. So just recapping all of those. MLB, that's going to come up quick today, but Byron Buxton homer, Alonso homer, Abrams, Olsen, Suzuki, you can parlay any of those together. That's kind of what I did today. And then I did take PG straight up over 14.5 before the Embiid injury, but maybe you can shy away from it now. I still think it's a fine play. And then I'm going to go Knicks. I have Knicks minus 7.5 and then Timberwolves plus 9.5. So that will be all the plays for tonight. I think this Olsen, if you want to get this Matt Olsen play in, I think that starts pretty early, like a half an hour-ish. So hammer that if you want to do that. Rest of the games start later. I will be on Twitter all night, so fire away questions or whatever you're feeling. We'll be back tomorrow with picks for Thursday. There's more playoff games in the NBA and then a bunch of MLB games. I'll have a home run bet again. Hopefully we can win both these, if not at least just one of them for later today. And I will be back tomorrow